We are here coming to you live from the 61st annual California Star Ball for the first time ever in Santa Barbara, California. And I am here with the men of the hour. Let me tell you, the performance that just happened just blew me away. This is Tony and Mattia. You should already know who they are.
How you doing?
First place in, are we doing show dance? What did we do? It was solo, a cabaret show dance. I mean, it was, for me, it was just like the highlight of the night. You two hold such a special place in my heart individually, and now that this is happening, my heart is exploding. So we're all crying. I'm not crying, you're crying. Talk to me about how this happened.
Tony?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Take it away, Mr. Nunez.
All right. So, ever since Matty came here, we've been friends ever since he got here, and, into Southern California. And we found out over our friendship that he grew up in a spot in Italy where there was like a lot of Caribbean migrants. And so a lot of his initial and first dancing was the same exact dancing that was my initial dancing. So a lot of times with like music and musicality and rhythmical choreography, we just tended to land on the same page with a lot of things. And we were just like, how can we not do a show or something like this together? And we decided back in May that we were going to do the Mambo Championships at USDC. And then that's what we did. We got ready for that.
And how did that go?
Amazing. That was my best dancing ever. And I've been dancing for a long time. I've been doing everything, ballroom-wise. But let me tell you, that Mambo Championship, I blew my mind.
It's a different. I mean, there's so much going on here because you're right. I love that you told that story because when I was watching you two dance, the style, the way that you both moved was very similar, and that is very, very hard to find because everyone kind of has their own style, but you guys have such a synergy of the way that you move together. And then also, we have to discuss the representation here. I mean, it's very, very important to see. We have a lot of, women dancing with women, men dancing with men. Now that's starting to happen and starting to become more just seen. But what does that mean to you to be able to kind of pave the way for that? I mean, I don't want to say it like that. I mean, obviously we want to make
We're
it
making history. That's
That's it. But I think it's really important because I think that this is, I don't know, I think it was a really great show and I don't think people are having an issue.
Yeah, I think the reason why people don't necessarily have an issue per se is because we're very truthful and authentic in our approach to our dancing. And what I mean by that is we just merely reflect our relationship. Our relationship is just really good buddies. And when
That shows on the floor.
And yeah, we wanted that to show on the floor, and because that's what's authentic to us. But what it also simultaneously showed was that more than one type of story belongs on the dance floor. More than one type of relationship belongs on the dance floor. So while we're not trying to imitate or emulate like a romantic heteronormative relationship, we're literally just dancing as friends and just having the time of our lives.
Well, that's the thing, because that's what we see all the time, right? We always say we want to see the very masculine and the very feminine, and when we do a rumba, then we want you to see that you're in love. We were just watching Dancing with the Stars, and same thing. They train them like, I want you to be in my face, and all these things. And you're right. There's the one narrative I think that's going around, and he said one, and right, and you're totally right. And so there's so many stories. Yes, friendships and siblings and all the. I mean, I used to dance with my brother. We weren't in love when we were dancing a rumba. You know what I mean? So you're right. There's so many narratives, and I think that's so important. What you just said, of you're just telling us a different story.
And the important thing is that our story is just as important as any other story that is told. The fact that we're constantly, let's say, kind of forced to watch the same narrative.
Right.
Doesn't mean that our story is not as important. I don't know if you saw him dance nightclub with Ruben.
I did.
His student. Like, it's amazing because you can really see this bond and this father, son.
It does. It feels like there's this like protectiveness, but also this guidance that's happening. It's beautiful.
And I think that stories like his story and Ruben, our story, has to be more and more shown on the dance floor, on a ballroom dance world, show. And what I see is that in other worlds, and you can confirm, because we come from the bachata world, the West Coast,
Absolutely.
the hustle, like this kind of relationships are shown. And
It's true. I agree. In West Coast Swing, we do a lot of men dancing with men and women dancing. We just want to all just like learn from each other, and we want to experiment. We want to collaborate. But you're right. I think there's such a narrative going on. But I think that that this is why this is important. I think there's been great response. This is how many times you've done this routine now.
Well,
it's never the same routine, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
This one time, no.
yeah, this one actually, this is the second time we performed specifically this one.
Okay.
But it's cool because we were talking with Melissa Dexter, and she was like, every time I see you dance, it's a different dance. Like
That's kind of cool. You keep everyone guessing.
it's amazing, yeah. And I am pretty sure that nobody could see the cape reveal coming because it's.
I was like, oh, it's over. Oh my God, there's a part 2.
Only there's a part 2, and also when. Yeah, with the capes, and next time we're gonna do it, it's gonna be with other gadgets that are gonna come out.
So I mean, yeah. How does the future look like? First of all, did you expect to get the response that you guys have been getting from this partnership? And when you did the Mambo Championships, that was the first time you guys did it. Okay. Have you the feedback that you've been getting? Is this what you expected, or is it like, how has this been going?
I personally, like, I'm not going to answer for him, but I personally have zero expectations. I've been doing this career professionally for 20 years. This year is my 20th year.
Happy anniversary, baby.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I know I still look this good. It's that J-Lo glow,
It's that J-Lo glow.
that facial moisturizer. Tag the link in my bio. No, I get a lot of I've had a lot happen over the years, a lot of ups and downs, and all for the struggle of just wanting to dance who I was and getting
As your authentic self.
my authentic self and getting resistance from it. So just the simple fact that I get to walk into a ballroom with one of my best friends and do something like this is one of the biggest blessings. And we talked about it before we even stepped out onto the floor at USDC. Just by walking through the door, we knew we had already won.
We felt it.
We already won.
Bumps everywhere.
That
with
was-
that.
Like that was it, because just us going through the door was the step that had not been taken at that point. And so we just felt good about it. And since then, we have been just blessed to just do it again and again and evolve it and still not have any expectations. And I think that's why.
That's why it's working.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly why it's working, because when we have expectations on something where we put value on it and we're disappointed sometimes. And so by you guys going out there and being your authentic selves, that soul energy is translating to your audience, and we're just excited. We're happy to see what is happening, and we're excited to share in the joy of your friendship. I think that's what, at least I can't speak for everybody, but that's what I'm feeling when I watch you.
I think that what also kind of changes the whole game is that not only like we're showing our authentic relationship, we're also channeling that through authentic dancing.
Yes.
That's another thing that we're
You're
bringing.
giving me the raw, real mambo right now.
Exactly, and Mr. Cameraman knows that.
Yeah, he does.
And we know that it's a good thing about ballroom dancing. It's constantly evolving, and we can see that the mechanics, the techniques are always improving. But they kind of sometimes you lose the consciousness. You lose why you're doing the thing that you're doing in that way, and sometimes people don't have the drive anymore because it's a lot of stress and pressure, and we're trying to keep it as authentic as we can in our relationship and in our dancing. Right. So everything, all the pressure from the outside world, nobody is doing what we're doing. Not that I want to be like the star of the situation, but nobody's doing what we're doing.
No, but also like why do we have to compare everyone to everybody? Why can't we all just be unique in our own way? I think that's what we're all trying to show here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, and that's why I think that everything has been evolving so nicely because we're creating our own pace. Yeah. We're only feeding each other with our own ideas. And we're doing what we really love to do, representing. Yeah. He's also basically he is representing.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
He's always representing. Right, he's always giving me all of it. Look at this. Look at all the representation happening here. I just want to know what. Did you want to say something? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you.
No. I was just he was talking about authentic dancing, and it's not just for us to be on the floor, two guys. is important to me, but also to show what I grew up with.
Culturally. Cultural representation.
Important to me, yeah. And but more so, like in more detail, I think what gets Eurocentric dancers excited about any type of Latin influenced dancing are the African roots, because that's where the true expression and narratives lie. And so if we don't have African roots in anywhere in our Latin or rhythm dancing, then you can make it as competitive or technical or as disciplined as you want, but at the end of the day, you're always going to strip away the soul, because that original communication is not there of body action. So this was why we picked the song that we picked. This is why we did the movements that we did and how they were Afrocentric, and we really wanted to we want to place value on that, and how that is equally, if not more important, when you're looking at a dance on the floor to judge it.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Mic drop. Boom. I mean, thank you for coming to our TED Talk. But this is so important. This is why we talk about this. This is why we do this. This is why we spend hours in the rehearsal studio putting something like this together, because not only does it feed our souls, but it also will feed the souls of generations to come. So what I want to know is what you have to say to those young boys and girls who are watching something like this and seeing something that they feel they can connect to and resonate with. What do you want to say to those people?
That's an amazing question. I would say I want to talk to my little self.
Okay.
Because if I do that, I think I'll be able to resonate with the whole world, the little kids. And I would just say, keep on doing what you love and never be conditioned by people that know nothing about yourself. When I got here, I was like, I need to do 10 dance. But my soul was like, you're a salsa guy, you're a bachata guy, you do mambo. Why do you have to say in this square of the Latin and the rough connection? Just because people told me you have to do that because you've been doing this for all your life. Yeah, but my first teachers were from Cuba and from Puerto Rico. So that was my first imprint. And I want to tell my little self, just go with that. Just dance and express your true self, and don't listen to anybody else.
Follow your heart. What are we saying to the little Nunez?
Oh, he and I have had a plethora of conversations.
What's the lesson of the day?
I think the core root of everything is that the reason why people back away from what they're meant to do is because they are placed with doubt. And the world is designed to give you doubt. So I always tell my little self is that if this world is designed to give you doubt, please find the world within yourself peaceful and always go with that, because you have no reason to doubt yourself. You need to do who you are, just like he was saying, 100%. Don't let anybody strip anything away, and because essentially that's what happened. But I also don't regret the fact that people tried to strip things away from us, because
They made us who we
it
are
made us
now.
who we are.
Right. You guys, it gave you the courage. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right?
Well, yeah.
They literally brought us to where we are.
Yeah.
Like all these things that happened to us, like he said earlier, like all the ups and downs, eventually had something good at the end of it, which is being here, dance the best dancing I feel I've ever done.
Same.
Okay, thank you. So he was there. He was ready. So again, all this, I listened to what she said, what he said, or I doubted myself. At the end of the day, it was good. And that's what we're living off right now. Take your time, make the experience that you show true, and just enjoy.
Enjoy. Have fun.
On the dance floor.
Life is about enjoying all that it has to offer. And I think you're right. I think that not just in our industry, we forget because we're so sucked into this industry, but there are so many industries that put so many, programming and conditioning and regulations and rules and all of these things in boxes we have to stay in. And that's just not what feeds our soul. It's just not. And I think you guys are a perfect representation of truly not just living your authentic self, but also showcasing your authentic self to other people and saying, this is how you can do it. You know what I mean? So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for what you're showcasing, and thank you for putting on a damn good show. 'Cause we love that too. you know? So that's it. That's where we are. So thank you so much. We will come back to you live tomorrow from the California Star Ball on Saturday.
And that's a wrap.
And that's a wrap.